Game & Watch, a character that very much, one, could pin down Puff if he so desires, but two, doesn't really need to. Game & Watch can sort of just like pick a spot on the stage and say, yeah, this is mine.
See, this is one of those matchups where I would look at it and say, hey, I think Jigglypuff might have a harder time trying to get in, right? There's a lot of these quick hitboxes that Game & Watch could do. There's a lot of get off me options
Game
that
& Watch
Jigglypuff
sits
can't
in
really
place
punish.
and doing Nair. How does Jigglypuff approach aerially? Well, she doesn't really, and then if you start forcing Jigglypuff to play the grounded game, she's not having the best time. So I'm going to be very interested. You were talking up Timekeeper as like a very good Midwest player. So I'm very interested to see how Timekeeper plays around this, because if Hands just like starts deciding to lock down space instead of approaching, there's not a ton Puff can do.
I know. No, you gotta outplay him, right? You gotta be really smart with it. And you're looking at even like edge guarding. That's something that Puff is really, really solid at, right? And Game & Watch is really good at avoiding. So, I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting matchup definitely here. I think Hands, if I'm looking at this right, I think Hands is one of those Minnesota players. So this is actually our first Midwest match. Yeah, love seeing it. There's always that discourse with Midwest too, which I think is funny.
Interesting that we're starting on Smashville.
It is interesting. I do know Timekeeper likes Smashville, though. So.
Yeah, so Puff likes Smashville a lot, but the thing that I was just talking about with locking down space, there's not a lot of space on this stage, and so Game & Watch gets to control the vast majority of it at any given time. And we already see off the bat going for a quick rising Nair, but here we go. Some
oh
Nair
my
moves.
gosh.
All right, get him, get him.
Timekeeper is here to play for sure, and Hands is immediately on the back foot. But this is exactly what we're talking about. Timekeeper now has to try to just get in, and there's a lot of really good boxes. Yeah, I don't know how you land, honestly.
Trying to find a way back in after the initial quadruple dare to build up 48%, but now Hands has realized, all right, I can't approach, so I'm not going to approach.
Yeah, there's no point in approaching, right? Just let the Jigglypuff get in, and over time, you're just going to be dealing a lot of damage to her in general.
I'm seeing a surprising amount of back airs, actually, from Hands. Like especially since the rise of Mia, we know Nair pays the bills, right?
It does so much. It's the everything move, right?
Well, up and away, gets caught by the back air going in, and is now starting to run severely low on resources, does manage to grab onto the ledge, but you were out of jumps there. So if Hands had managed to catch Timekeeper one more time, Jigglypuff for sure would have lost her life.
Yeah, good play from Timekeeper to try to avoid the fares right now, trying to contest it, but you're still having difficulties just even playing neutral here, let alone getting at a disadvantage. Nair's going to be finding its mark, 139%, and he just hasn't been able to get in at all here last.
So like, on match start, Hands tried to jump in, got dared 4 times, has not been hit since. You know?
Oh, man.
That's kind of just how this matchup feels sometimes. Air dodging low, getting an up B right back onto the stage. Has been caught by a couple pounds since, but, well, here we go. Nair.
Yeah, we are Nair training it up. There's an interesting interaction we actually saw. Normally when Jigglypuffs go for the Nair, like try to catch your recovery, they're pretty safe, right? They could get you into a lot of rough situations there, but when it comes to Game & Watch, he doesn't care at all. Jigglypuff loses that trade.
Now, I'm trying to remember which Game & Watch it was. It was at Big House last year. Base Mage had to fight a very good Game & Watch in, like, I think winner's top 32. It was a Game 5 set. It was one of the most grueling sets that I've ever seen, because the two of them just stood on opposite sides of the stage waiting for the other one to decide to approach, because, like, it's like the Marvel meme of, like, I'm not going to let you in, and then, like, I'm going to get in.
I love it. I love it when like the players refuse to approach, because it gives us great content, honestly.
I understand, right?
You're playing to win. At the end of the day, right? Like,
without condemning nor condoning.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, going for a little bit of a sleep here, not able to find it. Doesn't get punished too heavily, though, thankfully. And when you're at 125%, this is always a dangerous spot for Jigglypuff. I mean, when you're at 80%, it's a pretty dangerous spot. You're always in kill percent. And
kill percent you are. F smash connects actually as an anti-air there, which is an interesting outcome that I'm kind of afraid of. But chases him deep out towards that left side blast zone and just connects with a double fair for the stock. Timekeeper, he's evened us up.
Yeah, he's been clapping back every single time that his stock gets taken, so Hands hasn't really been able to build up a lead once he gets the stock advantage, which is actually pretty good for Timekeeper. The problem is that everything besides that, right?
Like, Timekeeper has managed to capitalize on the few opportunities that they've been given, but They've been given like 3 opportunities
like just
total.
a couple. Hands is being super conservative, which is exactly what you need to be doing. That down smash going to find its mark. Unfortunately,
You got lucky that the pound lingered long enough to kill that bomb.
Oh, there goes.
Next hit kills more likely than not, as long as it's something stronger than a dash attack. But hang on.
Oh! Oh, no!
We both saw the future of up air rest. Didn't quite work out, so Hands gonna take game number 1 pretty solidly too. Only at about 40% on that final stock. Jigglypuff needed a lot more work before she was going to be taking Game & Watch off the board. But you see the universal hand signal. We're just gonna be running it back to Smashville one more time, or maybe one more time, unless Timekeeper can make something happen here.
Don't worry, Timekeeper. We saw the vision. We definitely saw the vision. But yeah, it doesn't even seem like Hands is worried about the stage selection, so I think it's just a comfortability thing from Timekeeper.
Yeah, which is fair. You know, I'm a big proponent. I hate when people just PS2, PS2, PS2. The like the number one thing, like some players will ask me for advice, and I'm like, hey, how often do you pick PS2? It's like, you know, your character does not do that well on that stage, right?
Right.
And so like I like to see people who find a comfort pick that is not PS2. And, you know, I'll give Timekeeper credit for it. He's got a stage that he likes.
I've been taking people to a lot more small battlefield.
I like small battlefield.
I think it's it's more even, too, because I feel like a lot more characters can just, like, exist as a neutral in it.
Unfortunately for me, personal anecdote, I like Town and City a lot. I live in the land of Roy's, a.k.a. Georgia. So I cannot use Town and City that much.
I didn't actually know you were from Georgia.
I'm originally from Tennessee, but live in Georgia now. So that is, and I like Georgia a lot. It's definitely like
it's beautiful out there. It definitely is. Well, so far it's pretty even. I think both players are giving a lot of respect to each other, but that back air is going to be finding its mark. Hands off stage. He's been super good at surviving and getting back on and not allowing Timekeeper any sort of ledge trapping here.
The Timekeeper is actually the one who's been controlling the stage this time around, and it's something that we didn't really see much of during game number 1. Hands now has gotten back underneath, and here we start playing the mini game again of Jigglypuff land, difficulty impossible. Though, Timekeeper does get back down. Just as I'm like starting to bemoan how difficult it is in this matchup, Timekeeper does it like it's nothing.
Yeah, Hands seems to be respecting a lot more of the aerial options here.
Was about to kill him.
I know. And he's looking to try to see if he can actually punish these fares on his shield, and it's just unfortunate that you really can't.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really see much of it anymore, but I certainly remember like 2019 Smash Ultimate when we had Meister mode, where he would just fade back fair, fade back fair, fade back fair, fade back fair.
Took people a while to figure that one out.
Some people still haven't.
It's me, I'm people. It's rough.
I am people.
Oh.
And yep, Game & Watch just going to be able to buffer that upbeat to get out of dodge, though. Timekeeper currently with a 15% lead, and yep, just please, do not drop shield there.
Yep. And you're just like not going to be able to punish it either, which is kind of a rough thing, because not everybody does want to punish Game & Watch after the up smash. Goes for it again, but
yeah,
eats a lot of percent for his trouble.
Kind of surprised he didn't down smash, because like down smash, F smash at least does more damage.
Oh, that's for sure. I think it was just a it's like
spur of the moment decision.
Yeah, the punish in his head. It's like, okay, this is my normal one. I'm gonna for sure go for it. He's been going for a lot of up smashes in general,
which I don't blame him.
Yeah,
that move is good.
You might as well use good moves if you got them, for sure.
Game & Watch has a lot of good moves.
Timekeeper off stage yet again here, but just gonna be beating his way back on.
I just heard like the loudest man ever scream, "Let's go Timekeepers," somewhere in this venue.
That's the Nebraska crowd, man. They're super loud. You should have seen it. There's been Nebraska players.
He's going for some dirty stuff now. Hands is getting tired.
Yes.
But that's actually, I think like the slower game plan from Timekeeper, the more stage control oriented game plan is working out, because like Hands is starting to go for some Hail Marys.
Yeah, he's going to be punishing with a grab. The first time the Timekeeper's actually allowed him to get the grab here as well. But Timekeeper floating very safely above any options that Hands has.
Real quick, somebody in chat asking when's Melee? Right now. Head on over to BTS Smash 2 and keep this stream open. You know, you got multiple monitors, lots of space on your monitor. You can watch both at once.
Should be able to squad stream as well.
Oh, yeah, I think we do have a squad stream going on, and somebody just took a screenshot.
I just saw that one.
I do that. I play Pro Controller. I do that all the time when I'm like pushing a lot of buttons, and my thumb just like slips.
That's so funny. Back air fighting gets Mark. This is really similar to the game 1 that we saw previously. However, this time Hands is forced to play from the back foot and take stocks in retaliation.
Yep, and I actually really like the option of Nair instead of a smash attack there.
Yep.
Because Game & Watch at 0% is going to turn Nair into so much more. 46% by hand,
No,
and he just stood there and held it. Not like that. Hands finds game number 2 with an F smash at sub 50%.